Word, back at it again. Fucking bullshit, Riverside. And we back here, baby. We got the man next to Jersey legend, SJ. Should I call you the producer or just say SJ?
You could just say SJ, man.
You want to put your whole government out there and shit.
Yeah. Zimbabwe Keith. That's my name. Let them know. Zimbabwe Keith.
Zimbabwe Keith.
Zimbabwe Keith.
Jiggy, take it off, man. Take it away.
All right, we're here at SJ. You know, he's big into the Jersey house scene. My guy, peeped your Instagram. He's got a little bounce to it. You want to go ahead and just tell the people who you are, where you're from, and what you do?
Yeah, so my name is SJ. Originally, I'm out from Plainfield, New Jersey. I'm a musician, music producer, photographer, fashion designer, Renaissance, just all of the sorts.
The man with many hats and crowns.
Yes, as you could really see. Now we in the lair, so you get to see them all.
Yeah.
Shout out, Rose.
So
tell us about the crowns though. What's the significance behind the crown? You got any stories behind the different colors of crown, or like?
Yeah,
speak on that.
So back in 2016, when I was out in New York and Brooklyn a lot, I met this guy named Colin, and goes by Colin E. I'm just calling that just for safety purposes. He's the head designer at Perry Ellis, and Perry Ellis is like a really huge, I want to say like market fashion industry that came up back then in 2014, 2012. Do not quote me on the time, but we linked up in New York, and I just wanted one crown from this guy after I saw my friend Elijah like always go around doing his own thing with these crowns. You know, he had his own vintage shop, and he was just as fresh as I was, you know, as fresh as I am. This guy was like the definition of it. And we finally link up. So me and Colin are having just a chop it up good time for about an hour. He's telling me about how he has Coogee crowns. He's done things with Father, Playboy Cardi. And, you know, I just threw my hat in there, and I was like, you know, hey, like, maybe we should get something involved. You know, maybe we should start something. And we end up kicking it off. And he's like really excited about these projects. And around the time, I also had my Carmen shirts and designs as well. So he was really interested to talk to me about these things. And like that guy's a predecessor, yo. Like again, Perry Ellis is no joke. Like this guy makes these things from scratch, like from hand, and really good dude. So it started off just like that. And the main goal is just to get everybody their own crown by the end of 2022. You know, this has been a staple market for me, but now it's more so not even about just having the staple market, but letting everybody know they could do something with it. A few people in Newark already got these crowns, you know?
Word, that's cool, man. It's cool.
Powerful. So we all know, like you said, you're the Jersey legend. So talk to me about not just where your inspiration comes from, because you know we kind of got into that a little bit, but talk to me about really just everything that motivates you behind music. But your music, your clothing, every single thing.
Shit. I mean, if we're being honest, man, I feel like it's just life. You know, like I get to wake up, like not even on some mediocre shit. You know what I mean? Like not to even be just like that cringy dude, but it's just like waking up every day. Like that motivates me enough to keep going. Seeing my homies literally continue to live motivates me to keep going. You know, like where we're from, a lot of people don't really make it out or past a certain age or do a lot of things. You know, they mostly they go out a certain way, or they just fall into the scene and you just never hear from them again. You know what I mean? I remember this guy, his name was Moon. He used to be on BET, you know, 106 in Park, like doing freestyles. Yo, this guy came into my same complex I was talking about, the same complex. Mm-hmm. And he was a really great rapper. You know what I mean? This guy had it all. I mean, like from top to bottom. And that motivated the fuck out of me, just to see a guy that can go on 106 in Park and come back to his hometown and nobody have a problem. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's motivation. And I feel like when I see people like our like past predecessors, like, you know, people that have not only been in the entertainment industry or playing basketball or even making music, you know, like, yo, their main thing, like I always call it like the Jordan experiment. Like, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to shake your hand after this. You know, I'm going to keep going. I want more. There's more. Like, what can you do to become better? You know, that motivates the hell out of me. You know, that's what I want to see daily. So, yeah, I hope that answered the question.
Oh, no,
sure.
thanks. But so you know the vibes, bro. You know the vibes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of power. There's a lot of power and positivity. I feel like you portray that very well. So kudos to you, my friend.
I appreciate
that going.
I really appreciate it. And it's just something I want to instill in like everybody and let them know that they have it too. You know what I mean? Like general conversations like this could be had on the daily. And I feel like that's motivation enough. You know what I mean? Like we can literally, like, if you could just tell somebody like, hey, you're, you know, keep going, like keep excelling, you know, like even if it's not in the most positive way or the most downtrodden way, you know, that's life right there. Just to be able to get up and do it. You know, it's a marathon, like Nipsey said. Shit.
You don't understand. Kind of give a quick backstory of how far back me and SJ go. TBT, man, back in the bad intention days, bad intention era, what was that, 2015, 16, 17, basically all together.
16
to this day type shit. But
that is.
we had so many conversations, and it's funny to kind of see where everybody's at, but really mainly just kind of, you know, focus on you, like kind of give you your flowers as just because we call you a legend and all that. But for real, man, like to see from going from sitting in science class with you to from fucking North Plainfield to like seeing you now out in LA killing it, to the fact that I don't know how much fucking music you have, bro. Like from SoundCloud to Apple Music to every fucking streaming platform, bro. Like I don't know what to say besides just, bro, like I don't want to sound like an old head, like I'm proud of you, man. But like, listen, bro, you
look, it's the funny part.
The motivation you give me and everything, bro, bro.
I appreciate that because as soon as you brought up chemistry class, so I'm thinking about like being in all these settings and just really picturing and seeing how everybody is and where they are today. You know, everything happens for a great reason. And I feel like that all contributes to where we are and are going to be ending up, you know, in a few places and like just within those few years and times. You know, I remember the conversation we used to have with bad intentions, like the late night drives, like putting each other on the new music, like hearing everybody's beats and raps in the car and giving critiques. Like, yo, we were like, we didn't care. Like, we were just like, this is like straight homie talk. This is how we're going to do it. We didn't care about what everybody else had. And I realized the moment like that we were doing something right is, and I don't know if you remember this, but when we threw our first event at Rutgers, and it packed out. The whole out. It was like, bro, nobody even knows we didn't even perform yet. We didn't do anything and it packed out. You know what I mean? On some underground shit.
Outside the door, bro.
Yo, I feel like that right there was a great moment to just say like, yo, it doesn't matter if we ever get signed. I personally don't mind. I don't care. It doesn't matter who's going to be in the business chair per se. All I know is that we're in a room full of tycoons right now. Like straight people that know what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? Girls in the back just getting their drinks on, having a good time. You know what I mean? Somebody in the front guarding the door. We don't even like, bro, we had people guarding this shit. We didn't even have to pay a bouncer. You know what I mean? Like just things like that just grabbed attention. And then it goes to other nights of us just sitting in the closet, not going to these like high price studios, but just sitting with each other saying, this is how we're going to do it. And when we play these joints for people, they think that it was done like in an OVO studio. You know what I mean? Like they think this shit was done somewhere else crazy.
In a fucking studio with cardboard and a laptop and an interface.
Yes.
But to kind of stay on the music, man, like let's talk about like your last, I guess your recent biggest release, man.
Oh man, constant dedication, man.
Bro, it's so many gems, bro. Just talk to me about what kind of went with the process of building it, how long you've been kind of going about it, and just what you want this album to do.
So this album, Constant Dedication, came after it started. Okay, so I had first came out to LA and had done this project called So Far So Good. And like a week into starting Constant Dedication, I was staying in a, just want to say like 1-bedroom area, you know, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom I'm sharing with a friend. And I get a phone call from my friend Slink, really good guy and really great. Like he's a Jersey Club legend, if anything. You know, I'm right here. Like that guy has marks and stains with everybody. But he gives me a call and he's asking me like, you know, what's the next, you know, what do you want to do next? Like, what's your goals? And I honestly didn't have shit. You know what I mean? Like I had mixes and things in the cut I was working on for years, you know, songs that we had. Like I was like, all right, what do we do with this type shit? And he's like, all right, hold on 1 second. I'm walking to 7-Eleven, you know, after this conversation, and I get a call again. It's linking this other number. And I don't know who this number is, so I pick it up and Skrillex is on the line. So I'm just sitting there like, oh, snap. You got this guy to even give me a call. And it turns out Skrillex was the second person to buy the So Far So Good album. So mind you, this album, the So Far So Good, was trash. Like it didn't do any of the numbers I expected it to. You know what I mean? Like it looks nice on IG, all that. Yeah, cool. It was trash, you know, to me at least. There was a few good hits on there. So Skrillex is like giving me the rundown and saying how much he really likes the project. I should come out to Calabasas, come to his house, you know, make some good records. And that was the motivation I needed right there. That just clicked it in. I'm like, all right, I'm in go time. I'm about to start making more hits. So after that, there's this song called 48 Hours with Kirk that was basically designated as one of the first songs to be on there. And after I finished doing that, I ended up buying a condo spot in Reseda so I could focus on the project. Now there, I had met a guy, his name was Johnny Watson. And if you've ever seen this movie, just a disclaimer, I hope Johnny doesn't even mind me talking about this. But there's this movie called Project Almanac. And he's the main character and lead in that movie. So we're sitting down for the first 3 months in this condo area, working on music, and he has like a really film mindset. So I want this to be cinematic. And I had just came from, like, before I even got the condo spot, I'm sleeping in my car on Skid Row every single night, writing some of those verses and a lot of those tracks. Like there's a track on there called Sign with my friend Brianna and Paul Mooney, RIP Paul Mooney, because he really just passed and that was unpredicted. But I had rapped that in my car. You know what I mean? That was in the whip. That was nowhere. I wanted the basis of Constant Dedication to be any kid or any person that hears this knows you don't have to have every single thing behind you or on you to be dedicated at your craft. Like Kobe laid the foundation. LeBron laid foundation. You know what I mean? Jordan laid foundation. And in the same lane, if we're talking about hip hop artists or just indie artists in general, or like photographers, like, you know, like counselors, anybody, you know, they put in constant dedication every day, no matter what the hell they have. It's not about the fame. So I wanted that to be known for this album. And throughout the whole time with Johnny, like, yo, dude is teaching me, like, we're playing chords, native instruments, like things that just go hand in hand. So I stopped sampling as much as I did so I can be able to revenate off this album and like get all the coins, you know what I mean? Not have to deal with anybody like hitting us up for like plagiarism or copyrights or getting as much, you know. Granted, I still did do a lot of like minimal sampling, you know, here and there, but I just wanted this to be something different. And shout out to The Heart by Kendrick Lamar and like Overly Dedicated too, because that held me up the whole time I was on Skid Row, like literally. Like I was listening to this thing back to back. I'm like, I want my album to sound like this, you know. I want this to be the A game of what it could be, including all the Jersey Club homies. But I want this to be like, y'all can do it too. This is how we doing it. Be dedicated. If not, stay out the game. You know what I mean? You don't got to be in the game. You could be the boss in some other place. But if not, if you are, let's get it. This is how it sounds. Yeah.
God damn.
That's strong. That's strong, man.
Got me want to go fucking do some shit right now. I'm about to go film some shit right now.
Look, we could get the film in too, man. You know that's.
You already know.
I want to speak on what you said about sampling for a minute though, because like I feel like a lot of people have a problem with sampling, but I think sampling is really important music in general, because it encourages people to go back. It encourages people to listen to where music came from, how music's evolved. So I just wanted to ask you, like, when you are sampling, what genres do you like to take from? What do you look for? What do you specifically take when you want to use a sample?
To me, like, yo, sampling is like, you can, like, our dad homies literally telling stories for us on some pop shit, for real. So when I sample, I generally go towards the Southern soul, like Tweets, SJAYY. Like, as you could tell, if you see, like, bro, I have literally like three SJAYY records and some Isley Brother records in the, you know what I mean? So I keep those on me. And K-pop, I don't go outside like too deep. If it's anything that doesn't have a lot of bridges or chords, I'm a chords guy, so I stay in that lane. I love melodic sounds. I'm not gonna hint it or like just fabric it out. I love that kind of stuff. So I'm always into the jazz, K-pops, and Southern soul.
Okay, cool.
I remember this is when I knew SJ was musically, mentally, creatively, whatever in his mind was different as hell. Was one day we went to his dorm, and I think it was like me and Bush. We just going in there, just kind of to fuck around, because SJ he'd be like, "Where's SJ? I don't know. Let's go to his room." Because he's either in two spots, he's either with the homies or he's in a room. So we went to go see him, and he was just like cooking up. And this was kind of like early on, before we even like knew what we were about to get into. Before the group, we were just kind of just homies and just friends. And I remember he had so many different tapes. He had so many different just like old school music, and you were like, just kind of going off it. And I was like, and some of the shit that you were finding and that you were putting into songs, that like, it was like you made old songs relevant. Like you gave certain songs like a modern feel. And I was like, and of course, we used to, like you said, taking those 2001 Corolla Elrods all the time, and like just really sitting there like, this motherfucker is talented as a motherfucker. Like, God damn. But like that kind of got me into it, to where my next question for you, because I mean, I don't, of course you know better than we do, but I think this album, I mean, the shit's so fucking hard, and Jesus Christ. But like, where do you, I don't want to say where do you, because I know it's kind of like having kids, but where do you rank your albums amongst the ones that you kind of have out there right now? Because I know you have I feel you have an emotional grab to this album, just because what you told me, just now, was just getting powerful ass shit. But like, where would you kind of rank it?
So rank my like the album that's out now?
Yeah, well, with yours, with your own, like how much, how could I say, is emotionally, what is your connection to compare to the other ones? Like, what about this one that's just,
oh shit, man, it's my baby, right?
It's like kids, so it's kind of hard.
I feel like this is like the album that's going off to college. This is like the graduation for me. You know what I mean? Like, the Big Jersey Club album, which was my first one that we did with No Paradigms on the cover, and a lot of other great people involved. That was the baby. Like, those were baby steps. I feel like So Far So Good was just like that was like, okay, we're just gonna take a walk real quick. You're starting to crawl a little bit. Starting to get your little feng shui, and now Constant Dedication is just straight graduation. Like, no lie.
Wow.
It would make sense, as you progress when you're making albums. You want to progress. You want each album to be better than the next, per se, but you still created it, so you're not gonna love one more than the other one.
Yeah, bro. I'm not just going like, just I'll create the album and then I'm gonna work on something else, and then we're just gonna go and keep working and keep working and keep working. Like, I'm on some, like, honestly, I pay attention to the way like Michael Jackson did it. You know what I mean? Like, when this dude was releasing records, and I saw a tweet, and I'm gonna get on you about this too, with you and Dev, about when homies, like when niggas pose like a certain way for the album cover. Like, if the dude is leaning like this on a vinyl, he did some shit. So I'm over here thinking like, all right, when they released albums back then, like, they weren't trying to like literally just say, all right, we gonna keep going, we just gonna keep going, keep getting it in. Nah, it was like, who's coming in with the hottest heat? Who do we have to fly out to make these sounds? Like, who do we got to bring this to make this go hard? You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. So I feel like it just has to go in a certain level of extent when you planning these albums. Like I don't plan anything to just be as cordial as it is. Like I really hold like special care and like promise for these things. I don't expect anybody like major to come up on it or hear it automatically. You know, if they don't, then it's like, fuck y'all. No, like I'm giving y'all 18 tracks. You know what I mean? Like that is a long time. The same way watching a game, I'm not gonna watch you shoot 2 or 3 baskets and then cut it off. What kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like what kind of, that's like that even,
and speak on that, you said the 18, you got the 18 tracks, and like you're basically giving 2 tapes out because half is 2 completely different sounds on each half of the album too, you know what I'm saying? Because you said you got the one for dancing and the one for listening.
Yeah. I remember you guys having a podcast. I don't know if it was episode 1 or 2, where you guys having a talk on Drake, and I couldn't respond to anything. I'm just sitting there listening. I'm like, these guys are going in on this shit right now. But
hey, now's your chance, bro.
Facts.
All right, so Drake slander has to stop. Okay.
Right. Talk your shit.
I feel like when Drake did Scorpion, like that was a pinnacle for me to like take it back to vinyls. Like we're talking personally. Like I feel like when he did that, that was amazing. Like that was needed right there. Like he's talking about everything. Like you can literally scroll through his thing. It wasn't better than Views now, or nothing's the same.
Right.
But you know, for me, I feel like that hinted something like, oh, we can go back to doing like side A, side B tracks now. Like we got time. Let's lay it out. We got time.
I mean, if you're reading this kind of guy, but I mean, I feel you. So
Madonna's crazy. People sleeping.
So because you said that, I gotta ask. All right. Right now, in the state of kind of how music is and kind of how it's going, you're seeing that a lot of people are kind of like, because for you put out 18 tracks, you know, some people are like things of that nature. When it comes to this stuff, when it comes to music and how music is being done now, and how are you big on it comes to like how long your album is, how many songs you have? Do you care about, you know, because I kind of had a conversation with Dev not too long ago, kind of about how, you know, he wants to do like a kind of like EP type shit. Like, you know, he doesn't think people can still sit there and listen to music that long. Are you a person, do you think if, oh, it's about, you know, the science of it, or is more of like, yo, my shit sounds that fucking good that you're gonna be put in a trance. Like you're gonna be listening to this shit to where it's gonna be 3 hours past and the album's done, but you're like, fuck, I didn't even know 3 hours just passed. Like, what is your kind of take on that?
I feel like if you have the dedicated fan base to do so, then you can do it. There's artists like K Dot and like the whole Top Dog, basically those guys. Like I pay attention to them. They're like, yo, you won't have to release a track for years. Kendrick hasn't said anything for a year, and people are still like, drop the album.
That's Jake's boy right there.
Like, bruh.
Yeah, don't get me started, bro. Don't get me started.
Jiggy a good guy. He gets yo, when it's not bad, you know, also to release just an EP, because I've heard some like EPs that I play more than the albums. You know what I mean? Like it's truly a mindset and where your fan base is at. Like when people like X came out, you remember when X dropped, bro, people like this guy had like albums and then EPs and a lot more singles than anything people was listening to, you know? And he had a dedicated fan base. He didn't have like the whole world listening to him back then. It was like, yo, you heard of this guy? Oh, word, yeah, let me hear him. And whoever messed with him was like, I gotta scroll through his stuff. I gotta learn who he is. But then you got people that's like, I just want to hear one EP from him, and then like the next one is like, yo, you think that was hot? You think that was hot? It was like, it's kind of a judging competition, you know? You're not really listening. Like an EP could tell a story like a short book. And for me, I feel like an album is like a fucking encyclopedia. Like you get like the full story real quick. And you don't always have to give encyclopedias, you know? You don't always have to do that. You can give a short story. But for me, I personally feel like it's just about your fan base, you know?
Big facts.
And it's so strong. Like it's so strong with his image too. Like he stayed so true to it, and his fan base. It was once he was like relatable to a certain crowd, he stuck to it. Like even when he did his XXL freestyle, and like he was like talking about demons and Satan or whatever, and scared everybody. And like when people had the reaction to it, but you still couldn't deny the talent, regardless of what kind of vibe that was. It was still like he was just so true to his crowd.
And you want to be true with anything that you do. You know, you don't have to have everybody. There's the Isley, bro. What is his name? Ron Isley said, there's 7 billion people in the world, and only 1.4 downloaded my album. That says it all right there. You're not gonna get everybody. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna get everybody. So the main part is to just have fun and get who you can get. You know, if they fuck with you, they fuck with you. If not, then it's just like, cool. You know, it's how you want to go about it.
Whatever.
You gotta stay true though, because in this, I'm telling you, right, it's a monsoon out here. So people lose themselves. So you could really dead ass lose yourself in this. Like, the image you portray every day can't get you. So if it's not you, then you're gonna start looking in the mirror and you're going to see a monster. But you don't want to see the monster. You just want to see yourself. Like, and luckily, like, men like us can continue to do so, and women as well. You know.
So I'll kind of hit on what you just hit on. Because, you know, like, we're from Jersey. You branched off to LA. I think you were the first one to leave out the group. Yeah, you went to LA first, then I went to Atlanta, then everybody's kind of seeing where they're about to go from there. So two questions in one, really. First things first is, when it comes to, because I know this is, for Jersey guys, this is a conversation. But when it comes to Jersey, because I know we had this conversation before, do you think you can still stay in the state of Jersey and still, I don't want to say make it big. I don't want to use that word, make it big, because that everybody's success is their own level. But you think you can stay in Jersey and still become the successful artist, creator, whoever you want to be while you're in Jersey?
He got real quiet. This man's been speaking the gospel all episode, and you have to speak on Jersey. And he just, why'd you have to do him like that?
Still do it, right? This is the thing. You can definitely still make it from Jersey. Mm-hmm. You just have to be really low key about it. Like, let's be honest. Just Blaze is from Jersey. Lauryn Hill is from Jersey. The Parliament of Funkadelics are from Jersey. You know what I mean? Queen Latifah is from Jersey. Bro, like, and these are people that, like, if there wouldn't be no dot, like, the Pimp a Butterfly would not exist without George Clinton starting it off. I'm not gonna say, like, relatively it wouldn't exist per se fully, but that P-Funk, like Dot says it influenced it. P-Funk is Plainfield funk, which it mind boggles me. Lauryn Hill said that she's one of the greatest artists. Like, bro, they say Lauryn Hill is one of the greatest artists of all decade, right? Where's she from? She's from Jersey. These are East Coast things, you know? Like, you can make it here, but you just can't get caught in a monsoon. I feel like it's possible if you stay out the way and do your thing. And 070 Shake is signed to Kanye label. She's good music, and she's from North Bergen. You know what I mean? Like, and she has songs with Cudi and all that. Like, and Kanye came out here to do a lot of flashing lights and work on Graduation. Like, these are things that Jersey has it. It's just, if you want to.
I love the passion y'all carry about Jersey. I love it. I absolutely fucking love it.
I saw another episode where you was talking about this, and you was like, man, and you got so much damn passion for Jersey. The way I talk, the lakes aren't as dirty as they say they is. Like, we have a lot of sides to us, right? And it's the thing I love about my state. We have so many creative, like, flows and gestures, and we're very sharing with this thing. Like Baltimore too, you know what I mean? We wouldn't have club music if Tamil was a really great friend and good DJ. Like, respect and salute to him. He's in my father's era that came from B-More and went straight back up to Newark with all these records. So it's like we helping each other out, build it. You know what I mean?
It's That's just my hometown.
Yes. See, boom. So you include
right?
It's cousins. That's why I call you. Like,
right.
we wouldn't have these things. So it can definitely be, you can still, like, get success, but you just have to watch where you're doing it at. You know, you have to watch who's around you, like who's at the table. Again, tycoons, like, you got to have certain bosses around you. You can't just move everywhere. And
right.
It's crazy.
At the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, you went to LA because there's more opportunity. It's simple. It's simple business. And moved to Atlanta because there's more opportunity. Like, it's just simple, simple business. But, you know, the inspiration is still the passion within Jersey. The grind, the fact that you have to grind from Jersey, you know, it says a lot more about it.
Yeah, and that's what makes it a little bit like more difficult. Where you come from, you always got to hold that to your heart. I feel like if you literally forget where you're at or where you've like originated from, like that's when you take the L. That's when you can't go back. You know what I mean? Like you can't do it because you've literally just taken everything that you've been growing with and growing up from and then just throwing it in people's faces, you know? At least represent and understand this is exactly what we're doing and this is how we're doing it. No matter if people like in that town wasn't fucking with you at the time, you know what I mean? Or if you didn't talk to anybody, you know, like it doesn't matter. Like all these things built you to be you. So that is just in the sense of why we carry that. Yo, I love my state. I love where I'm from. And like, it's just, you got to like, it's hard not, but it's not as hard not life as people portray it. Like, you know?
Yes, sir. So we're coming to the end, but we got a couple of because like Jiggy said, you've been speaking the gospel, my brother. You've been God,
I hope
if there was a collection plate being passed around right now, brother, it would be food.
I'm gonna pass it back to y'all. Right?
So we got a couple of, you know, like I said, I was gonna hit you with some cool, funny questions, you know what I mean? So
okay,
really quick to end it off, if you had three people, three dead or alive, whoever it may be, that you can kick it with on some, like, you know what, it's a Wednesday night, I ain't got shit to do tomorrow, I got some good old bud, I'm gonna invite these three people over, we gonna smoke and we're gonna do whatever the fuck happens afterwards. Who will those three people be?
Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say Kevin Hart because I need a laugh. Like I feel like this guy is just like the epitome of what you need to have this guy around. Like it'll make the situation better. It'll just be there and you'll start laughing. Let me see who else. Oh fuck. Damn. It could be dead or alive, you said? Dead? They could be dead
or alive. Anybody in history.
All right. I gotta, damn, this is gonna be weird to say. I feel like I have to have like the first slave with me. Like, no. Like, what was his first words? Like, when you came off this ship, I feel like he started the conversation off like smoking and just be like, shit. All right, that's cool right there for me. And I guess the last one will be MJ. Because I feel like that guy, like, you know, a lot of people don't get conversations with this dude, and he was always secretive, but he probably have a lot of funny shit to say from what Chris Tucker has put on stage. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like he'd be cool.
It's a strong three. That's a strong three. Just to make use of the last little bit of time we have, where can your music be found?
Oh man, you can go on SJAYY.com and all my music could be found there. There's links. You can also go on Instagram, SJ Official, SoundCloud is SJ. Everything is literally SJ. So there it is.
We appreciate you coming on, man. This is Ant Jiggy first interview we've done. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on.
I appreciate y'all having me, man. Please continue to do what y'all are doing. This is amazing. Like I told Ant when he first started this, that I'm like excited for what is to come and what will be. And y'all got something strong and powerful like this.
Hey, bro, we appreciate it. Whew. Listen, it was a great show. God, so much motivation just running through right now. But yo, appreciate you, bro. Hang on for me real quick. But shout out SJ again. Jiggy. Do we have to do our IG still, or are we still doing that? Or are we kind of good?
They know where to find us, right? They know where to find us.
And Jiggy Show, Instagram, everywhere. Y'all know where they at.
Yes.
Your boy
That's what we need. SJ, we could not have asked for a better first interview, man. We appreciate it. We look forward to looking for more music in the future, man. And I wish you the best of luck with success.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.